on sites they shouldn't be, is they had to handwrite it and show it to me and check it, and then they could get on and do it. But some kids were ahead of others, and so I couldn't send some to a lab. Do you know what I'm saying? That access makes it that you can really you can allow for differentiated learning in the sense of time frames of when kids finish.
And so what do you think of the benefits to having the Chromebooks in both the short and the long term for the school here, your class, and even as the district as a whole?
Well, no, I think short term and long term to me are the short term is just what I just talked about, that the access is there so that lessons, I don't have to worry because they're in my classroom. I don't have to worry about changing lessons around.
Sure.
But long term, I think is that more students, especially, I think the benefits are different for kids that come from a school like this than, let's say, my students, my own children who went to, we're in Saddleback Valley or even you can go to Edison, or it's not even in my district, it's this school in really Ocean View, right? So when I would see, my kids, for example, my children, when they were in high school, obviously, I didn't know that all their friends had laptops and desktops. We had desktop at my house too, so we had both, so that depending what they needed, But none of my kids' friends didn't have internet, right? All of those things, so they were exposed regardless, right? But you come to a school that's high poverty, and a lot of those kids would have such a limited exposure if we did not have something like that in the classroom that they can use on a daily basis, not once a month. Because once a month, when we used to have to go to the lab, they never would remember their emails because they didn't use it.
Sure.
Now, I give it to them at the beginning if they didn't know it. Now, because they use it every day, they log in on their phones, they log in on the Chromebooks, you know what I'm saying? And what a difference that's made just in terms of them having access to things that will help them in the world when they go to work.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a really big deal. Access is always super important, especially at a school like this.
Right. Honestly, my kids' school, so if they didn't have a Chromebook in the classroom, it really would have made no difference. They all could have brought their laptops, honestly. Mm-hmm. The majority of them had laptops. Not all, but a lot. But that's the reality. And they also could all do homework at home because the majority of them here it's not the majority. A lot of kids here do not have internet in their home or a computer or a printer.
Sure.
Some of them have internet at home but no computer, so they use a phone.
So now going towards talking about sustainability and keeping what we have and kind of seeing where that's going to go, is there anything you see happening in the future because we have these Chromebooks in different directions or maybe things being improved? Because one of the frequent things with technology in the classroom is that, you get it, you're all happy, but then maybe something new comes around, or maybe what you have becomes outdated. Do you see anything like that happening with Chromebooks? Or?
The downside of the Chromebooks is that you have to be on the internet. So when the internet is having problems, it shuts your lessons down, and then that's the thing that's been the most frustrating. And they're always trying to fix it, but do you know what I mean? That's a problem. I guess this just because something will happen. It'll become super slow. Chromebooks will be going in and out. That's the downside. I think every time technology improves, obviously, I don't know what they would come up with. But yeah, I know, I'm not a tech I'm good I can use technology for my purposes,
sure.
Obviously. I had to use it a lot when I did my doctorate, but I do it at school all the time. But I don't read up and follow that stuff,
sure.
So I don't know. I'm looking at your tablet going, well, I got questions for you about that after. You're writing on your tablet. Mm-hmm. You're obviously you're doing technology, so you're probably the techie. But I think that's the biggest problem, though, is that you're relying on the internet working, and the internet is not 100% reliable. So I know when I was doing my doctorate, I never did anything in Google Docs. I did, but I'd always have a backup copy in PowerPoint or Word. Do you know what I mean? On my computer. I definitely did not do my dissertation in Google Docs.
Sure.
Or any major. The only time when we were doing it as a group,
right,
we had to. But I had it aside in a Word document. That is the downside, and you have not. There's nothing you can do about that. So I would say that's the big. That would be my big concern. Even sustainability, like there are times where you're shut down because of it.
Sure.
It happened just recently, actually, and I said, you know what? I can get on and print one copy because it was going off and down, and I just printed the copies, and I said, just handwrite them.
Oh, cool.
But you know what I mean? That's so I don't know what else I guess it would be awesome if they had a Word on it, so and PowerPoint. So if you got locked out, if the internet were down, you're not shut down from doing your work.
And
they get used a lot, because different kids use them all day. But they've been able to fix them. I don't know how long. I don't know how durable they are. I mean, I've already had to have a few fixed. It's only the first year.
You have kids using them. What can you do?
Right, and you have kids using it. 4 different classes each day.
Mm-hmm. So through this whole process, do you think that teacher buy-in of Chromebooks and the attitudes has been positive, negative? And what do you think about that?
Positive. At least at this school. I think it's been positive. I know most teachers that I know use their Chromebooks regularly. Yeah. Certainly the English teachers. Mm-hmm. But I think even history, I think that a lot of the science, I think that to me, I think it's been really positive.
Do you know anybody at the school who maybe is like a Chromebook expert that kind of uses them in unique ways?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there probably is somebody, do you know what I mean? But I think most of us use them for Canvas, Google Classroom, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. So, just to close, is there any other comments or anything else that maybe I forgot or mentioned about the Chromebooks? Anything that you see is really good about them? You talked about a lot of good things. You talked about some bad things. Is there anything else that maybe I might have missed that comes to mind?
It would be cool if they could print. There are times where the kids, most of the time they'll just have them submit, but there are times where, I would say we're doing less and less of it, but that wouldn't be bad sometimes to have it print. They'll log on to the computer in the back and print if they need to, but I'm trying to think anything else. No, I mean, I really love my Chromebooks, to be honest with you. Like, we use them all the time. I don't use them, for example, if they're taking a test, because they can cheat, because they'll go to another website.
Yeah.
Now, what's the summary? And they'll copy it, which I'll know they copied, but still I just don't want to deal with it.
Sure.
It's easier to not. You know what I mean?
No,
for
yeah.
certain things, but it's been great for them to do assignments. House on Mango Street, we put every assignment in Google Classroom, and they did it in Google Classroom and submitted to us. It was great. It was great. You're not. The other thing I love about using it, and honestly, if I had kids that I knew wouldn't cheat or keep getting off, I would use them even more than I do. Except that I've had problems with some of the kids going to the other sites. Do you know what I'm saying? And
Sure.
then it becomes ridiculous. So, but the thing I love about it too is you're not struggling reading kids' handwriting.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So all of House on Mango we did that way.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you, Megan. I appreciate your responses to my questions.